This is the sound.
Through the night when it be storming, hoping everything clear up by the morning. Niggas telling lies, so I gotta be honest. Ask me for the tillage, you know that I'ma run it. Turned up like we want it, we pulled up on that dumb shit. Flexing on these niggas, pockets full of blue honey. Ain't no going back, you know I'm gon' keep it coming. Ain't no time to waste, a nigga play, we gon' burn him. Today Friday, so you know we on that clad and dodo. I got black and white bitches knocking in my dodo. I'm in the middle of the room, posted with a fofo. I got it out in case a nigga wanna take a photo. Remember me and 3, we used to ride up in a stolo. Now I'm in a two-door coupe, it used to be a photo. Don't pay for cable, he want static, tell him let me know though. I'm quick to let a nigga have it, you know I'm a blow though. Late at night, I used to sneak out my grandfather's window. And I was cooling on a flight and I was hitting them licks though. Wasn't for him, I wouldn't be shit, so I ain't got a trip though. $10,000, that ain't shit, I gave him that times 3 though.
Can't explain all the feelings that you're making me feel. My heart's in overdrive and you're behind the steering wheel. Touching you, touching me, touching you, got you touching me. I believe in a thing called love, just listen to the rhythm of my heart. There's a chance we can make it now, when we look into the sun goes down. I believe in a thing called love.
And every empire should have a cookie position. And you are not a boss unless you're woman official. And she command attention, that's why they look at her different. And she demand respect and she flexing when she don't get it. Trust me, I see the vision. Trust me, I know about you. The people who do not know, you should Google the truth about you. Shawty, you said the ball. Hey, and the team be AD just like my single. When you see him, go applaud like that. Every week I spend at least 180 minutes looking for niggas in the way, say that's light-skin behavior. I think it's more or less she worried about the bank statement. Keep her name up, keep her wing fly. She a diva, we'll see in April if they bling her. If they do that shit, we riot. I'ma do that, got it poppin', and I know you got it do, so don't do too much of that talking. I can sorta respect this platonic and honest for you. I ain't know you before, but your boyfriend probably spoil you. I'm just out here supporting them glorious boy shorts. Baby, face these hills, you over with my support. Got me started, call me young for Lauren, drop a couple songs that pretty women follow. Catch me out in Boston doing one, hey, trying to put the title on a woo, new Mercedes. Legit balls, know what it's hitting for.
The following contest is for the Smackdown Live Women's Championship. And indeed, the Smackdown Live Women's Championship set to be defended in the start to Part 3 of our Hell in a Cell pay-per-view for Smackdown Live. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen of the universe, for joining me as we see the Boss Sasha Banks, Candice LeRae, and Asuka all squaring off in this contest. Here we go, triple threat elimination rules, as now Sasha Banks has Candice LeRae hooked in that guillotine and gonna assist her with an enziguri to start off this contest. And Asuka now just taunting Candice LeRae on the ground, but Sasha Banks is gonna be quick to take it to the champion. That alliance not lasting too long as Candice LeRae now creating some separation between herself and the other two competitors in this contest. And now looking to get back into it as there's a schmoz over in the corner. Of course, Candice LeRae now jumping up for that Hurricane Rana, but it is countered into a guillotine across the ropes by the Boss Sasha Banks. And Asuka now hitting a spinning back fist, and now with those grounded kicks to the chest, as Asuka now with a roundhouse kick to the head and a hip attack over in the corner to Candice LeRae for her efforts. Asuka really taking it to their two challenges here tonight, but Candice LeRae going to be quick to rebound her off the ropes and go for that spinning around Japanese arm drag at the hands of Candice LeRae to Asuka, but the counter now from Asuka as she is able to get back in this contest. So Candice LeRae being sent off the ropes now, a second arm drag from Candice LeRae to Asuka, as now Candice LeRae going to look to follow it up with a straight jacket long blower. Impressive maneuver from Candice LeRae and some innovative offense at the hands of one of the challenges here tonight. Of course, Candice LeRae being a former NXT Women's Champion, the shortest reigning one. Now diving for a crossbody is Sasha Banks, but Candice LeRae, the power, is able to muscle up Sasha Banks, now lifting her up to guillotine her across the ropes the way that Sasha did earlier on in this contest, but Sasha able to find the chop block and take out the leg of Candice LeRae before she was able to do so. Asuka now returning to this contest is going to get back inside the ring and look for a German suplex onto Sasha Banks, folding her up right across the neck, now rebounding off the ropes and catching Candice LeRae with a diving vertical dropkick. And Asuka being really impressive in the past few months, ever since the Royal Rumble when she defeated Paige for the Smackdown Live Women's Championship, and now that looping palm strike over in the corner to take Sasha Banks down. And Asuka holding that Smackdown Live Women's Championship currently for 239 days as of today. Of course, the Raw Women's Champion Ember Moon holding it for 238 days as she cashed in her Women's Money in the Bank contract the day after Asuka won the championship at the Royal Rumble to defeat Trish Stratus on Monday Night Raw. And you know that's got to be eating away at Ember Moon, the fact that Asuka has held the championship only a day longer than she. But now Candice LeRae with a quick dropping her down for the huge brainbuster, spiking Asuka on the mat, and now a Russian leg sweep to Sasha Banks. But Asuka is already back up as Candice LeRae looked to go for the cover there. A looping palm strike now from Asuka is going to keep the shortest reigning NXT Women's Champion down, and we saw earlier this year at WrestleMania weekend Candice LeRae picking up a tremendous victory over Awesome Kong to win that NXT Women's Championship, but quickly falling in 38 days to Beth Phoenix. But Asuka now coming in with a hip attack on Sasha Banks. Is going to look to hook the leg here earlier on in this contest, but Sasha Banks able to find a way to reach out and grab the ropes. Candice LeRae now just being threatened by Asuka on the outside, and now a bridging German suplex to Candice LeRae this time, as Asuka has both of the contenders here tonight reeling, following this past week's SmackDown Live, in which Sasha Banks coming out to make a statement on Candice LeRae by attacking her during her entrance, and that's what has earned both of these women a championship match here tonight. That spinning back kick from Asuka is going to send the Boss all the way to the outside as she continued to roll, and now Candice LeRae and Asuka are going to be left on the inside all alone. Candice LeRae now being locked in a front chancery by Asuka. She's got that front guillotine locked on. The strangler hold at the hands of Asuka now going to look to tap out Candice LeRae, but Candice going to be quick to fight out of this maneuver, muscling Asuka up and dropping her down. Is able to find a way to fight out of that submission opportunity. Now Sasha Banks taking it to the champion Asuka as she was down off of that submission opportunity. And now Sasha Banks with a kick to the gut is going to look to follow this up with a bankrupt neck breaker to Candice LeRae, and now bridging her over, stacking her up for the cover. 1, 2, but a kick out at the count of 2 from Candice LeRae is able to be so resilient in this contest and find a way out. Now a pop-up Meteora from Sasha Banks to the champion Asuka, as now Sasha Banks scouting Asuka is going to look to put her away here potentially with the bank statement, but it's countered by Asuka, able to find a way out and kick out the leg of Sasha Banks, now hooking the arms for a tiger suplex, bridging over on the Boss, and now holding the arms down, but only a 2 count, says the referee. Despite what it may have appeared, Asuka finding a way Sasha Banks finding a way to get the shoulder up, as now Candice LeRae and Asuka are going to fight back and forth, a series of reversals, but now a step up enziguri from Candice LeRae is going to finish off Asuka and send her to the outside for the time being, as the two challengers now are going to meet off in the middle of the ring, but Candice LeRae being distracted by Asuka at ringside there for a brief moment is going to allow Sasha Banks to pick up on where Asuka left off on Candice LeRae. She decides to roll to the outside for a bit of a reprieve here, looking to create some distance between herself and the boss. But Sasha Banks not going to allow it as she knocks Candice LeRae off of the apron. I'm going to follow her to the outside now. As Sasha Banks is on the apron, is going to look to dive down on Candice LeRae here. Preparing herself, diving down for a Hurricane Rana, sending Candice LeRae into the apron with a tremendous Frankensteiner. As now Asuka looking to take advantage of Sasha Banks getting back to the inside off the distraction from Candice LeRae. But is unsuccessful in doing so as Sasha Banks knocking Asuka off of the apron and sending the champion back to the inside is the boss. As now Sasha Banks lifting Asuka back up to her feet, but she's caught, her foot caught on the way in, as Asuka now going to counter it. Going to look to go for that hip attack yet again, but it's countered by a leaping clothesline from the boss Sasha Banks, as she looks to hook the leg now on the champion and pick up a quick cover, but unsuccessful in doing so, as Asuka finding a way to get the shoulder up here and continuing to hold on to her championship. And you know how much it means for Asuka to go into Survivor Series representing Team Smackdown Live if she goes in to face Ember Moon. That is the matchup that everybody has wanted for well over 8 months now, dating back to Royal Rumble time. Now Candice LeRae with a series of elbow drops to the head of Asuka. And looking to hook the leg here on Asuka is Candice LeRae, getting a 1 count. But the champion's so resilient, is able to find a way to get her shoulder up here. A knee to the back, but Candice LeRae maintaining the advantage on the inside, as now she drops down. Asuka looking for the Gargano escape at the hands of Candice LeRae. Their arm tracked, crossface, as Asuka, is she going to look to tap out? But now Sasha Banks somehow for some reason, breaking up that submission opportunity, as this is elimination rules. You would think that Sasha Banks would want the champion eliminated from this contest, but potentially more important to Sasha Banks. Oh, Candice LeRae connecting with a balls plex, and she's going to roll through for a second balls plex, dropping her down. Despite not having any balls, Sasha Banks is going to be sent flying, dropping her down again. Candice LeRae with a series of balls plexes to Sasha Banks, and going to look to roll her over for the cover here, but Sasha Banks yet again able to find the ropes in this contest, and now a bridging German suplex from Asuka is going to send Candice LeRae all the way to the outside as she continued to roll. But Asuka now going to look to pick the scraps of Sasha Banks here, as Candice LeRae setting her up with the trifecta of balls plexes. Asuka now going to look to put her in the Asuka lock, the crossface chicken wing on the boss Sasha Banks, and will she tap out? Asuka wrenching back on it. Will she get the concession? She taps out the boss Sasha Banks, having to tap out at the hands of the Asuka lock. And now Asuka going to look to take it to Candice LeRae as she returned back to the inside of the ring. Candice LeRae, though, driving her into the corner with a power slam and sending her dishing out. The strength of Candice LeRae, often underrated on the inside of the ring, as Candice LeRae now going to look to take it to Asuka as she dives in. Springboard elbow drop, but she comes up short, as Asuka was able to scout that maneuver and duck out of the way. And now Asuka countered off that potential hip attack opportunity into Candice LeRae now. Going to look for yet another Gargano escape, and now there is no Sasha Banks in the inside of the ring to break up this submission opportunity, as Asuka in treacherous territory here, as she might have to give up and forfeit her championship to the upcomer from NXT, Candice LeRae. But no, Asuka finding a way to fight out of this with a knee to the back of the head, and then a straight right to the face of Candice LeRae, the only challenger left in this contest, as Sasha Banks has been eliminated. Now fighting back against Asuka yet again in this contest. And Candice LeRae now scouting Asuka for the trifecta of balls plexes that she hit on Sasha Banks earlier on in this contest, but Asuka able to find a way to counter out of it and hook the arms for a tiger suplex, dropping Candice LeRae right on the back of her neck with such ill intent. Now a Saito suplex, sending Candice LeRae crashing over towards the buckle, but Asuka going to be quick to follow up that Saito suplex opportunity. And now a series of kicks to the chest of Candice LeRae and a roundhouse kick to the face, as Asuka now, the champion, so desperate to retain her championship and move on to Survivor Series so that she can represent SmackDown Live. And a counter from from Candice LeRae is now countered with a lariat to the back of the head from Asuka of her own. And now Asuka gonna look to scout Candice LeRae now, getting her back up to her feet here as Candice LeRae turning around, dazed and confused at the sight of Asuka, missing with that roundhouse kick, but coming back with a spinning back kick is Asuka. Coming up short off that first kick, but it wasn't too difficult as now she goes for a series of kicks to the chest. This is what she was looking for, the spinning heel kick to the face of Candice LeRae. And Asuka now quick to follow it up as Candice LeRae trying to get back to her feet, but she is still dazed and groggy off of that spinning back kick. But now Candice LeRae able to find a way out and drive the face of Asuka into the mat. And Candice LeRae now looking to go up to the second rope, diving down onto Asuka with a huge crossbody, diving body splash. Now going to look for the cover here on the champion, but a kick out before the referee can even get to the count of 1. And you got to think that's just eating away at Candice LeRae in this contest. After all that she has done, she is not going to be able to put away Asuka. It appears as Asuka able to kick out before the referee's hand could even hit the mat. But Asuka now just working off the adulation of the crowd as she looks to go high risk. Now with Candice LeRae off the top rope, diving in for a Frankensteiner off the top rope. Asuka able to hit that huge top rope Hurricane Rana, sending Candice LeRae 3/4 of the way across the ring, and following it up with a cross armbar. Now wrenching away at the arm of Candice LeRae right in the middle of the mat. Will Candice LeRae be forced to tap him? No, Asuka breaking the hold here, but she's gonna get Candice LeRae coming back up into the Asuka lock. The second that Candice LeRae got back to her feet, Asuka was able to lock her in the crossface chicken wing Asuka lock, and wrenching away yet again on the submission on Candice LeRae in the middle of the ring. Will Candice be forced to tap out? Candice so resilient. You know that she's not going to tap out in this contest. If anything, it's going to be her passing out that gives up this opportunity for her, as she is so desperate to win that women's championship after moving up from NXT recently. Now, back elbow is able to escape it for Candice LeRae, somehow able to find a way to fight out of the Asuka lock, and sending Asuka over across the ring and into the buckle. As now a back elbow is going to allow Candice LeRae some separation, and now she's going to drop her down for yet another Gargano escape. This is the third time in this contest that we're seeing the Gargano escape at the hands of Candice LeRae, and will this one do the trick on Asuka? Will this win Candice LeRae her first ever SmackDown Live Women's Championship? Wrenching away on this hold, the crossface locked in, but Asuka yet again able to find a way to escape this maneuver. Somehow Asuka, so resilient in this contest, is able to find a way out, and now a crucifix dropping Candice LeRae down, but Candice LeRae's feet able to find a way to the ropes and create some separation. But now a right to the eyes from Candice LeRae is the only way to find some separation off of that maneuver. Now a counter from Asuka, and the looping palm strike to the face of Candice LeRae is going to drop the challenger. And Candice LeRae now slowly finding her way back up to her feet here. And Asuka going to look to take advantage of the vulnerable state of Candice LeRae with a Michinoku driver over in the corner. Sitting out with a huge slam, and now dragging Candice LeRae closer to the middle of the mat, where Asuka can utilize all of her submission-based offense. Now she's going to drag her even closer, now over towards the turnbuckle, as Asuka looking to go high risk. This is not something that we see often from the SmackDown Live Women's Champion, but she drops the huge knees across the abdomen of Candice LeRae with vicious intent. Asuka now looking to put away Candice LeRae with that spinning back kick, and now a hip attack running off of the ropes with a tremendous hip attack, and Asuka going to follow it up now, calling for Candice LeRae to get back up to her feet here, as Asuka going to look to lock her in. Yet another Asuka lock, the crossface chicken wing, wrenching back in the body scissors. This one might do the trick off of the third Gargano escape, the third Asuka lock in this contest. None of these submissions are going to put away either of these ladies, as Candice LeRae, refusing to give in, is quick to fight out of that Asuka lock opportunity with a back elbow to the face of Asuka. And the fact that Candice LeRae has found a way to escape the Asuka lock 3 times in this contest really speaks volumes for the abilities of Candice LeRae. Now the series of kicks to the chest, and the spinning heel kick from Asuka is going to drop the last contender in this contest. Looping palm strike, but it's countered by Candice LeRae after that spinning heel kick. How is Candice LeRae even able to respond in this contest? Now a spinning back kick from Asuka, as Asuka is fired up, is going to look to come back in this contest with a quick comeback. A a series of axe handles across the face, and now a huge lifting power slam. Asuka doing whatever it takes to hold on to her championship here tonight. Gonna look for that cross armbar, but it's countered with a back elbow from Candice LeRae. And now Candice LeRae gonna look for another move, but is countered by a jawbreaker from Asuka as these two going back and forth in the late stages of this contest. Now a drop kick over in the corner to Asuka, and Candice LeRae looking to get the cover, but Asuka getting the shoulder up yet again. What do you think it'll take from Candice LeRae to win this contest? Maybe this full Nelson and reverse STO, turning it into a sit-out. As she was able to lift up Asuka for that full Nelson reverse into the facebuster. And Candice LeRae now soaking in the adulation of the fans, as Asuka was doing earlier on in this contest. And what will Candice LeRae now look to do? Potentially looking to turn her around for that balls place, but now the spinning back kick is countered by Candice LeRae with an elbow across the knee and flipping it for the Canadian Destroyer, the front flip pile driver. Asuka reeling over on the ropes, using the ropes for some support, able to find her way over to that bottom turnbuckle. But now Candice LeRae gonna look to take it to her with a slingshot guillotine leg drop, taking Asuka down. And this might be the first window of opportunity for Candice LeRae in this contest. But no, Asuka able to find her way out, and now she's turning her around for yet another Asuka lock. Wrenching in the crossface chicken wing is Asuka. Will she get the tap out from Candice LeRae? She has looked to use this maneuver 4 times in this contest on Candice LeRae, and none of them have done the trick. Now releasing the hold as she believes that Candice LeRae is not going to be put away with that maneuver. Now the looping palm strike to the face of Candice LeRae as Asuka looking to put her in for the cover now. 2, and a kick out at the count of 2 from Candice LeRae somehow. Still in this matchup. Candice LeRae now able to find a way to isolate that leg and connect with the dragon screw. As Asuka looking to create some separation, rolling to the outside and looking to collect herself, but a snap suplex on the outside, potentially luring Candice LeRae in to that hostile territory on the outside, utilizing the padded matting on the outside, and now going to utilize the apron to her advantage as Asuka planting Candice LeRae back first on the apron. And Candice LeRae, you saw the way she just ragdolled off of that. Now a knee drop to the face, a series of knee drops to the face, the viciousness of Asuka as she is looking to decimate all the competition here on Smackdown Live, as she has done for the past few months, ever since the Royal Rumble. But a new contender arises from NXT, and Candice LeRae potentially holding the biggest threat to Asuka's reign so far. Now a spinning back kick off of the top rope. Asuka diving in with that spinning back kick from the top and leveling both competitors in this contest. Now looking for the pin. Fall on Candice LeRae, but no, a kick out of the count of 2, says the referee. As Candice LeRae able to find a way yet again to stay in this contest. But now a sit-out Michinoku driver from Asuka yet again in this contest is going to put Candice LeRae down. And following it up with a spinning back kick as Asuka rebounding off of the ropes, coming in with that diving hip attack to the face of Candice LeRae. And Candice LeRae now in a vulnerable state is just going to be slim pickings for Asuka as now she connects with a series of kicks to the chest. And now looking for that spinning heel kick yet again in this contest. Will that be enough to put away the challenger, being Candice LeRae? Now 1, 2, and 3. Asuka finally doing what it takes to put away Candice LeRae, but having no shame in this contest is Candice LeRae, as she put up one hell of a fight here against the Smackdown Live Women's Champion Asuka. But no one will take away that championship from her, at least until Survivor Series, when she takes on Ember Moon. If Ember Moon can defend successfully at Halloween Havoc, that is, we will find out in due time. But Asuka, a lock for Survivor Series, and the match that everybody wants to see is now 1/2 of the way complete. And Asuka having some tremendous matchups lately against the likes of AJ Lee, and here tonight against 2 challengers, being Sasha Banks, falling short in this contest early on, and an impressive showcase of talent from Candice LeRae moving up from NXT. I'm looking forward to seeing what she is capable of here on Smackdown Live. Congratulations to Asuka on retaining her Smackdown Live Women's Championship, but now we move on to the most anticipated match of Universe Mode, the WrestleMania rematch between the Royal Rumble winner and current Smackdown Live World Champion Aleister Black and #1 contender Adrian Neville. Let's move on to our main event inside Hell in a Cell.
And I was cooling on a flight and I was hitting them licks though. Wasn't for him, I wouldn't be shit. so I ain't got a trip though. $10,000, that ain't shit, I gave him that times 3 though. Through the night when it be storming, hoping everything clear up by the morning. Niggas telling lies, so I gotta be honest. Ask me for the tellage, you know that I'ma run it. Turned up like we want it, we pulled up on that dumb shit. Flexing on these niggas, pockets full of blue honey. Ain't no going back, you know I'm gon' keep it coming. Ain't no time to waste, a nigga play, we gon' burn hell. Can't talk no gun, but got that Glock while I'm up in the Yodo. Plus my P.O. and the police knocking at my dodo. I get curated, the lace the track just like a blunt of dope though. I told Nene I'm coming back, she think I'm with a hodo. 100 grand in my pocket when I wanna flex. Back in the day, them niggas laughed when I said them nicks. Up with the chopper, case that boy try reach for my neck. You know I pop him for that shit, I put his ass to rest. Turned up like a woman.
The following contest will be contested inside Hell in a Cell and is for the Smackdown Live World Championship. Introducing first the challenger, weighing in tonight at 194 pounds and fighting out of Newcastle upon Tyne, England. He is the man that gravity forgot, Adrian Neville. And weighing in tonight at 215 pounds, fighting out of Amsterdam in the Netherlands, he is the Smackdown Live World Champion, Aleister Black. And Aleister Black set to defend his SmackDown Live World Heavyweight Championship inside of the demonic structure known as Hell in a Cell against his bitter rival here in Universe Mode. There it is, the SmackDown Live World Heavyweight Championship on the line here tonight. And Adrian Neville, no stranger to that championship belt. As we get started in this contest, I will provide some backstory for all of you, as the rich history between these two men goes way back to the Royal Rumble, in which Aleister Black was the victor of the Royal Rumble contest on the same night that Adrian Neville defeated Shinsuke Nakamura to win the SmackDown Live World Heavyweight Championship, and it almost appeared written in the stars from that moment on that these two men's paths would be intertwined, as now Adrian Neville, connecting with that step-up Insiguri in the corner, is going to charge up for a 450 splash onto the man from the Netherlands, as now Aleister Black really feeling that one in his abdomen as he agonizing pain you could see on the face of Aleister Black, now connecting with the German suplex onto Adrian Neville over in the buckle. Now a series of strikes. Aleister Black, of course, perfecting his strikes, being proficient in Muay Thai and kickboxing. Now connecting with a super kick across the face is Adrian Neville. Of course, these two meeting in the main event of WrestleMania. Also due was Adrian Neville for a SmackDown Live World Heavyweight Championship match back at SummerSlam. But of course, coming up victorious in that match against Finn Balor. But the week following it, Karl Anderson and Luke Gallows injuring Adrian Neville and preventing him from entering that contest. Finn Balor, of course, stepping in his place for SummerSlam. Of course, Adrian Neville connecting with that Tiger suplex over in the buckle. I was recapping what happened, so I wasn't able to call the move. But now Adrian Neville with a series of shots to Aleister Black is going to send him out to the apron. He's going to look to lift him up for a series of strikes to follow it up. A strike across the chest and a kick to the chest to follow it up. Adrian Neville really taking it to the champion in the early stages of this matchup. Of course, Aleister Black having defended that championship not only against Finn Balor, but also Keith Lee back at Unforgiven pay-per-view. Now a series of strikes from Adrian Neville, showing Aleister Black exactly what he's made of. And of course, these men knowing each other so well. Aleister Black even going as far to employ one of Adrian Neville's maneuvers, being the Kudo driver, the vertebraker, or the cop killer, whichever one you refer to it as. Now connecting with an inverted DDT following their contest back at WrestleMania, and in the wake of Adrian Neville's disappearance following that loss, Aleister Black taking over the duties of Adrian Neville as top dog on SmackDown Live, and has successfully defended that championship against all comers, including Edge way back at Money in the Bank even. Now Aleister Black going to be dropped with a crunchy from Adrian Neville. But Aleister Black finding a way to get that shoulder up earlier on in this contest. As now Adrian Neville looking to go high risk up from the top rope, or excuse me, the second rope, Brett's rope now. Adrian Neville going to look to dive down with that front drop kick, but it's scouted by Aleister Black, able to sidestep that maneuver. And now Aleister Black being lifted up for yet another crunchy small package driver, as he takes down Aleister Black yet again, and now scraping the face of Aleister Black with the toes. Now Neville rebounding off of the ropes with the Hurricane Rana driver, and the brutality of Adrian Neville's offense so far in this contest, as now he just showboats over in the corner. Adrian Neville, not exactly what he's going to want to do in this contest. He's going to want to look to take it. Everything he's got to deliver on Aleister Black. Now looking for that step up Insiguri, but coming up short. Aleister Black, however, going to be caught now from Brain Buster from Adrian Neville. And now looking to go high risk yet again for a diving 630 off the second rope. The athleticism of Adrian Neville is unmatched by any man in our locker room, for my money, as he is the most talented man on our roster, if you ask me. Now a bridging Northern Lights suplex from Aleister Black, giving him a run for his money here after that comment, I should say. Aleister Black now scouting Adrian Neville for a very European uppercut at the hands of Adrian Neville yet again in this contest. Now Aleister Black being dropped with an imploding 450 from the top rope. Everything that Adrian Neville does, so high risk, so high octane offense. Now diving in for a 450. I can't even count the number of rotations that Adrian Neville has just gone through off of that imploding 054, following it up with the standing corkscrew moonsault, and then finishing him off with a springboard 450. But Aleister Black yet again finding a way to get his shoulder up in this contest, and now an arm drag from Aleister Black is going to send Adrian Neville down. Aleister Black looking to go high risk up from the top rope, but Adrian Neville catches them coming in. Now going to turn him around into an end of days facebuster from Adrian Neville. the strength of Adrian Neville to hoist up Aleister Black after he dived down, catching him on his way in, as Aleister Black potentially looking to utilize that diving double foot stomp from the top rope. And now the kick out of the count of 2 from Aleister Black, somehow finding a way to get the shoulder up in this contest against Adrian Neville and prolonging his chances of moving on to SmackDown Live, or to Survivor Series, to represent SmackDown Live. Of course, Aleister Black would love to take on either AJ Styles or Seth Rollins, whoever it is following Halloween Havoc. We will find out in a couple weeks' time. But for now, he's got his sights set on Adrian Neville, who hits him with a diving Meteora to the outside. Slingshot over the ropes and crashing in with a Meteora, as now Adrian Neville gonna follow it up with a fireman's carry side slam on the outside. The brutality that Adrian Neville is exhibiting on our champion here tonight is just stunning, as far as you ask me. Would you look at the state of Aleister Black this early on in this contest? It is not a good sight for the champion. Of course, Aleister Black having held that SmackDown Live World Championship longer than anybody else at 182 days. But Adrian Neville now coming in with a shot to the face, and now a Canadian Destroyer on Aleister Black. Front flip pile driver slingshotting off at the ropes. And Adrian Neville now looking to follow it up by calling him to his feet from the second rope, as Adrian Neville is going to dive in for a diving front dropkick, and now nipping back up to his feet, as Adrian Neville appearing to still be fresh in this contest and frustrated at the fact that Aleister Black ending Adrian Neville's SmackDown Live World title reign at the shortest of anyone's reign. Now connecting with that basement sliding dropkick to the face, single leg dropkick, and now going to drag Aleister Black with him, sending him crashing over. Now looking to take him out and dish him to the outside, but Aleister Black diving in with that knee strike is now scouted by Adrian Neville, who jumps to the outside, creating some separation between himself and the champion, and forcing Aleister Black to come to the outside and meet him there, as Aleister Black now sending Neville back to the inside, and that back elbow has busted open the champion Aleister Black, as Adrian Neville catching that leg coming over in the corner, and a step up enziguri to follow it up from Aleister Black. And Black now looking to go high risk from the top rope. This didn't work out for him the last time, and Adrian Neville finding a way to roll to the outside and once again create some distance between himself and Aleister Black, as he is just playing a game of cat and mouse with the champion right now. Aleister Black, frustrated, is just going to look to taunt him on the inside, but Aleister Black just at a loss for words, as Aleister Black and Neville just squaring off on opposite sides. Aleister Black being inside the ring, Adrian Neville creating some space between himself and Black. Now catches him coming in with a huge sleeper slam. Aleister Black was scouting Adrian Neville for his return to the ring to catch him with that huge sleeper suplex coming back to the inside. As now Aleister Black gonna connect with the brain cap knee buster, or the kneecap brainbuster. Oh my god. It has been a long night of action here tonight, folks. I apologize. Now diving in from the diving double foot stomp from Aleister Black across the gut of Adrian Neville, and is now going to look to follow it up with a curb stomp to the face, drilling Adrian Neville's face into the canvas. That is the maneuver that Seth Rollins back on Monday Night Raw utilizes. Now a diving double foot stomp to the gut of Aleister Black yet again, or Adrian Neville yet again in this contest. This time not off the top rope, however, as Adrian Neville looking to fire back, but now a series of kicks as Aleister Black finding that spinning back kick to the face, or to the back of the head of Adrian Neville, now spinning in with that roundhouse kick. The action in this contest is a mile a minute. It is so tough to call this action, as these two men so talented, going back and forth with one another. And the bad blood between these two just spilling over into this contest, as Adrian Neville now going to be in with yet another sleeper suplex. That time I was successful in coming across with the pronunciation, as Aleister Black looking to hook the leg here on Adrian Neville, and getting a long 2 count before Adrian Neville finds a way to get the shoulder up, and potentially Neville feeling the effects of Aleister Black's offense now, as Neville was taking it to the champion earlier on this contest, now missing the spinning Black Mass spinning heel kick, and not ducking out of the way of that brainbuster is Aleister Black. Adrian Neville successful in finding a way out of that maneuver, but now a series of curb stomps to the chest of Adrian Neville from Aleister Black is going to keep the challenger grounded. Black now looking to follow it up with a kick to the gut. This is the maneuver that he inherited from Adrian Neville following their WrestleMania match, the Vertebreaker, the Kudo Driver from Aleister Black, planning Adrian Neville right in the middle of the canvas, and Aleister Black going to look to follow it up now with a series of combination strikes, but Adrian Neville finding a way to counter out of that And Neville sending Aleister Black crashing to the outside, and he's going to follow him out there. I'm going to look to bring Aleister Black closer to the steel steps, which he could utilize as an instrument of destruction. But no, he's going to go for the German suplex, crashing Aleister Black through the cell wall. And now lifting up those steel steps is Adrian Neville, who looks to bring them back to the inside of the ring. He utilized that German suplex to send Aleister Black crashing through the cage wall. And Aleister Black still laid out off of that strike, off of that suplex through the cage. Adrian Neville now introducing a steel chair to this matchup and connecting across the face of Aleister Black with that steel chair. As Adrian Neville has created a hazardous environment on the inside of the ring, removing that turnbuckle, introducing the steel steps and the steel chair to the inside of the ring. And now a rig to the eyes of Aleister Black, sending him crashing into the cage. And Aleister Black now at a ringside area over by the tables is going to look to take it to Adrian Neville here as he brings him back over. Looking to create some distance now as Aleister Black returning to the inside of the ring. Adrian Neville now going to be the one to go over by a ringside area, but now coming back against Aleister Black is going to drag him over. And what can Adrian Neville be looking for here? Lifting him up for the fireman's carry yet again in this contest. He's got him up for the fireman's carry. And Adrian Neville now going for that spin outside slam. But Adrian Neville landing on those steel steps on his way down. And will that play to his detriment in this contest? As so far, Adrian Neville almost playing a perfect game here tonight against Aleister Black if he wants to find himself as the Smackdown Live World Champion yet again here, representing our brand heading into Survivor Series. And you got to think what a contest it would be to see Adrian Neville versus either AJ Styles or Seth Rollins. That would be an in-ring clinic. Not to discount, of course, the talent of Aleister Black. He would be a tremendous competitor as well, but you got to think that the man who wants it more would be Adrian Neville, seeing as ever since his WrestleMania defeat, he has been fighting and clawing for an opportunity to fight Aleister Black yet again. But now a snapmare driver on top of the cell from Aleister Black is going to plant Adrian Neville face first on the cell ceiling. And these two men fighting from the depths. Adrian Neville now with an exploder suplex is going to drop Aleister Black across the cell. And that cell giving away. You can see how it has already fallen in, and now Adrian Neville dropping him down with that sit-out fireman's carry. Gonna look to lock in the rings of Saturn on Aleister Black, wrenching in the rings of Saturn, wrenching away on the neck of Aleister Black. And Adrian Neville, despite locking in this submission hold, cannot get a tap out on top of the cell. All falls must be contested on the inside of the ring. So Aleister Black now gonna find a way to fight out of that maneuver, as he's going to look to take it to Adrian Neville here with yet another snapmare driver, driving Adrian Neville all the way through the cage and crushing him down on the mat on the steel chair face first. You could see the effects of Adrian Neville off of that snapmare driver, driving Adrian Neville all the way down and face first on that steel chair. And now Adrian Neville going to be covered here by Aleister Black, but finding a way to get his shoulder up somehow in this contest. My God, the brutality exhibited by both men in this contest for the grandest prize on SmackDown Live is truly insurmountable, as Aleister Black looking to dive in off the second rope, the 182-day SmackDown Live champion, wanting to retain his championship so desperately here tonight with those front dropkick. But that front dropkick from Adrian Neville is going to prevent him from doing so, as Adrian Neville going for the 630 off of the top rope. The 630 sent on to Aleister Black. As Adrian Neville now dragging Aleister Black into position as he looks to go across the ring to the other turnbuckle, going high risk, off for the red arrow from the top rope, the corkscrew shooting star press. Now hooking the leg of Aleister Black, 2, and a kick out from Aleister Black at the count of 2. How many men in our time have we seen kick out of the red arrow? As Adrian Neville looking to get another cover, but Aleister Black yet again finding a way to get the shoulder up at the count of 2. As Adrian Neville visibly frustrated by Aleister Black's ability to kick out of that maneuver. Now looking to lift him up for the brainbuster, but now it's reversed by Aleister Black with a neckbreaker of his own. But Adrian Neville quick to nip up and get back in this contest. Now connecting with a forearm smash, but it's reversed by Aleister Black. But now he comes in with another one, a series of forearm strikes. And now ducking underneath with a super kick to the face of Aleister Black. And now Adrian Neville, the man that gravity forgot, looking to show exactly why that is his nickname, as he has looked his all match he has looked for that high risk offense, and it really didn't pay off for him as he got put through the cell wall on the top, but now hitting the key crusher on Aleister Black, able to lift him up for that fisherman driver. And Aleister Black now prone in the middle of the ring, he's going to receive a springboard Phoenix Splash, but no, Aleister Black able to find a way to escape from that maneuver. Both men now fatigued in this contest, finding a way to get back to their feet here, as Aleister Black going to be slower to do so. Now springing off the ropes and coming in with the back elbow is Adrian Neville, and in perfect position now to go second rope, diving in for that 630 yet again, but Adrian Neville unsuccessful in doing so, now ducking out of the way of that exploder, and now receiving a reverse DDT for his efforts from Aleister Black. Lifting him back up to his feet here is Black. Gonna look to lift him up for the fireman's carry and drop him off for that detonation kick to the face. The Benadrylla from Aleister Black across the face of Adrian Neville. Fireman's carry, roundhouse kick, and the kicks of Aleister Black might just be enough to put away Adrian Neville in this contest, but no, blocking that kick is Adrian Neville as he lifts him up, turning it into the air raid crash, driving him across the kneecap. And Aleister Black being dropped down by Adrian Neville yet again in this contest. Adrian Neville going for the 054, but it's scouted by Aleister Black this time, who looks to wait the arrival of Neville for the spinning heel kick, the Black Mass, but he is not connected with that Black Mass yet in this contest. Instead, it is Adrian Neville to connect with that corkscrew roundhouse kick, and now Adrian Neville gonna look to lift up Aleister Black for a delayed vertical, planting Aleister Black in the middle of the ring. And now Adrian Neville, what could he be looking for here in this contest? He's gonna look for the right arrow. He gotta get in this contest. A corkscrew, shooting star, okay, the leg of Aleister Black. 1, 2, and 3. Adrian Neville picking up the Smackdown Live World Heavyweight Championship here at Hell in a Cell for a second time, and ending the longest reigning World Heavyweight Championship run on Smackdown Live, being Aleister Black. Went in at 182 days, holding that Smackdown Live Championship ever since his defeat of Adrian Neville way back at WrestleMania. And Neville, in his eyes, righting that wrong here tonight in Hell in a Cell as he finds a way to end the historic run as World Champion by Aleister Black. And take a look at your new SmackDown Live World Heavyweight Champion. He will represent SmackDown Live at Survivor Series against Seth Rollins or AJ Styles. But for now, thank you for joining me for Hell in a Cell Part 3 as Adrian Neville is our new champion.